We've got a new heat press to test out today. HTVRONT just sent me their new auto tumbler heat press, and I can't wait to test it out with you. If we're just meeting right now, hi, my name is Nisha. Welcome to Little Craft Nest. Let's open the box and get this machine set up. Inside the box, we have a manual, some heat-resistant tape, and we have some heat gloves, which are very important because you don't want to burn your hands. Let's pull out this machine, and it looks like they sent me the light blue machine, which is a great color. HTVRONT also has this tumbler press available in white. This tumbler press isn't very heavy at all. It's under 10 pounds, so it's very easy to move around. The tumbler press has a cord that's about 6 feet long, so you shouldn't have any trouble reaching an outlet. I'm going to plug this tumbler press in and print out a design using my sublimation printer, and we're going to test it out. The sublimation tumbler I'm using today I purchased from Amazon. I have actually never done sublimation on a tumbler before. I have done many mugs, and I love doing them, and I've used them on my Cricut mug press, but Cricut does not have a tumbler press. So I am very excited to try this out and do a tumbler for the first time, and you get to watch and see how I do. I'm actually a little nervous, even though I'm quite excited to make this tumbler because I really want it to turn out. So we're gonna put this image on really tight, and I'm gonna use lots of tape just to be safe. When making mugs, I don't always put tape on the top and bottom edges if I feel my design is on there tight enough, but I'm gonna do it this time and we'll see what happens. I cut out a piece of butcher paper to put around the tumbler. The butcher paper is gonna prevent any bleeding, and so we don't get any ink on the press. And you only need a few pieces of tape to hold the butcher paper in place. The HTVRONT product manual suggests to set your stainless steel tumbler temperature between 370 and 390 degrees Fahrenheit and between 120 to 240 seconds. So that's a big range. So what I'm gonna do is set my tumbler press to 380 degrees. That's right in between these two temperatures. And I'm gonna press for 120 seconds. Now I'm not sure if I'll need to turn the tumbler halfway or not. It depends if the heat panel covers the entire circumference of the tumbler or not. So if it does cover the entire circumference, we can press it for 120 seconds, but if it doesn't, we'll press for 60 seconds, I'll turn it, and then press for an additional 60 seconds. So let's turn this on. I have plugged it in and the light is flashing, so let's press the power button. Now this panel here is the same as my auto heat press, which I absolutely love using. So this is very self-explanatory to me, and I don't need to learn a new press. So what we're gonna do is click on the temperature button. It's set at 210. We're gonna bring that up to 380 degrees. And our time is already set at 60 seconds. So I'm just gonna slide this in for a second and see if it covers the entire circumference. So our button is still red here, so our plates are not hot yet. I just want to see if the panels will cover the entire circumference of this tumbler. So I'm going to press that. And let's take a look. So the press does look like it will cover the entire circumference of the tumbler. And the press is actually warming up quite fast because this tumbler is already getting warm. So I probably shouldn't have closed it in there while it was still hot, but I wanted to test that out. So what I'm going to do is set the time to 120. So it's set for 120 seconds. I hope this is gonna work. And if we do end up with quite the seam line from doing this, maybe next time I will turn it. We'll see what happens. Now, since our button is still blinking red, that means it has not reached our desired temperature yet. So we're gonna wait till that turns green, and then I will press the tumbler. One of the great things about this tumbler you'll see here is that if you leave your press alone for 15 minutes without touching it, it's going to automatically shut off. So that is a great safety feature, which I absolutely love because we know how we can all get distracted so easily. Your machine will also remember the last temperature you set it at. So when you've turned it off and then you go plug it in the next day, it will remember the last temperature you used. So the light has turned green, so let's slide this in and test out our very first tumbler. I am so nervous. I hope this turns out. Okay, so that's right there in the center, and I'm gonna click on that green button. Okay, and now we wait. Don't forget to put your heat gloves on before your tumbler is ready because this is going to be very hot. All right, let's slide this out. All right, I'm gonna let that cool for a few seconds before I start peeling the paper off, and we'll see how it turned out. Now, before I go ahead and unravel this, I want to see how well the Cricut mugs fit in here. So I have one of the 12-ounce mugs here, and so let me just slip this inside. I'm not actually gonna press a design on them right now. Maybe we'll do that in another video. So that fits right in there. Let me try to close it. And that fits in there very well. You'll notice the top here looks a little crooked because there's nothing in this side, but there is a mug in here. So maybe we can get 2 mugs in here at once. So let's test that out. So I'm gonna slide this one over here, and I got another one. Let's slide this one in as well. Oh, and look at that. I have 2 mugs in there, so I could potentially press 2 at once. Let's close this. And 2 of the Cricut 12-ounce mugs fit in there really well. So I also have one of the Cricut 15-ounce mugs here. So let's see if this one will fit. Okay, well, this mug is not going in. It is, oh, let's see. Oh, it's going. All right, this mug is fitting in here really tight. I can barely push that in there. I'm actually kind of afraid to shut this. It's in there, but it's tight. So let me press this. Oh, and it works. Now, I didn't put my handle in there perfectly straight. I would have to line that up better if I were pressing something, but it does fit, but just barely. So if you had a wider circumference, I don't think it would fit so well. And it may also be difficult to slide your mug in once you put your design on it. You'd have to have it taped on really tight because I feel like it might move as you slide your mug into this machine. Now, I don't currently have any other mugs at home to try and test out, but I will have to do that later. According to HTVRONT's website, you can sublimate drinkware that has a diameter of 2.9 inches to 3.35 inches, and drinkware that holds approximately between 10 to 30 ounces. But the size of drinkware you use is going to depend more on the diameter of your drinkware than on how many ounces it holds. Because as you've seen, we put that 15-ounce mug in the tumbler press and it just barely fit. Not only can you sublimate mugs and tumblers, but you can also sublimate glass. Now, I really want to try that out. I don't have any glass sublimation cups today, so I will definitely have to go pick up some glass drinkware with a sublimation coating. Okay, let's see how this turned out. I am so nervous. I'm not really sure what to expect. I just really hope it turned out. All right, I'm seeing bright, beautiful colors. So far, it's looking good, but I don't have this all off yet. I actually find tumblers cool down much faster than ceramic mugs do. So that's a bonus because I can handle this a lot quicker with my bare hands than if I were doing a ceramic mug. They seem to retain heat a whole lot more. All right, there is our tumbler. It looks so good. However, I do have some ghosting at the bottom. I taped that really well, hoping that I wouldn't get ghosting. Maybe it's because I put too much tape there and I should have left that straight. So we do have a bit of a funky edge here at the bottom. Now the seam looks pretty good. These two edges weren't meant to line up on either side, so you do still see a seam there, but there's no white in between. So I'm happy with that. And I got maybe a tiny bit of ghosting at the very top edge as well. So I'm going to keep practicing with my tumblers. This was my very, very first tumbler. So I'm very happy with it being the first one. The colors turned out amazing. I just need to get my design on there a little better so I'm not getting the ghosting at the top and the bottom. So overall, I really love the HTVRONT Auto Tumbler Heat Press. I find it very easy to use and I love the design of it. It's better than a bulky industrial looking machine. It's really cute and can add to any craft room. It's very simple to use, just like the HTVRONT Auto Heat Press, which I absolutely love. I do have one of those bulky industrial looking heat presses as well, but recently I've stopped using it just because this machine is so simple to use and I just love using it. So I'm going to keep using the tumbler press and I'll share any tips and tricks I learn with you along the way. If you're interested in seeing my unboxing of the HTVRONT Auto Heat Press over here, I will leave the link for that video in the description of this video, so go check that out next. And I hope to see you on more crafting adventures.